Hey everyone, I'm Michael Majors.
And I'm Ross Merriam.
And you're watching the Versus series on StarCityGames.com. All right, this week on the Versus series, we're back to playing a little bit of Standard in preparation for the Star City Invitational in Atlanta next week. But for this week, it's Thanksgiving, so enjoy your time with your family or
kick
friends,
back,
etc.
Eat some turkey, watch the Magic.
Yeah. Fall asleep at like noon, 3 p.m.
Yeah,
I guess that makes more
noon.
sense, right? Yeah, people probably eat at like noon.
Yeah, you eat like early
You
afternoon.
just pass out in the middle of the afternoon.
Yeah, then you wake up and have pie.
Okay, that's how you do it.
Yeah, it's a good plan.
I'm a big fan of that. I like to get Thanksgiving over with immediately so I can get straight to those leftover turkey sandwiches.
Ooh, the leftover turkey sandwiches are
That's the best part.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, some stuffing in the sandwich. Oh, it's really good.
Some mayonnaise.
No
mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is critical.
No, you just put cranberry sauce on it.
No, man. Like, I'm not the biggest mayonnaise fan, but it's really important to those leftover turkey sandwiches.
I hate mayonnaise.
I would throw out a brand name, but I'm not sure we're allowed to officially endorse anything on the Versus series. So, anyways, we got a little off track, but playing one cool deck and one kind of normal deck. Black Green Delirium, the one or two best decks in the format. It's a great litmus test for this sweet 4-color energy deck.
Yeah,
which we saw at GP Providence, I believe.
Yeah, this is Julian Wild's list from Grand Prix Providence, and I did a digest on it. Just really sweet. Like, you wouldn't really think that a 4-color aggro deck could work, but with all the fast lands and Attune to the Aether and Servant of the Conduit, you actually have a really good amount of fixing, and you could just get to play all the best creatures at every spot in the curve. And
yeah, Aether Hub is basically just painless City of Brass. It's super disgusting in this deck.
And you get to play Aether Hub. So you got a 5C land, you got 2-mana 4/3 tramples followed up by Spell Quellers. It's madness.
Yeah, when the deck functions and curves out, it's just the best thing you can be doing in Standard, obviously, because it's literally just playing the best cards on the curve. So, I think it's sweet.
It makes deck building really easy when you just play all the colors and you're like, okay, what are the best creature? What are the best 2-drops in the deck? Best 3-drops in the deck.
Yeah, the only issue is the mana base, which it is tricky and sometimes it has a little bit of a fail rate, but overall it's very good for what the deck is trying to accomplish.
Yeah, sometimes you might miss a color early or have your 4th land enter tapped because you have all these fast lands, and that can be an issue. So hopefully it's not much of an issue, and I just sort of steamroll you in 5 quick games.
Yeah, it's entirely possible. 5 quick games. What? Are you saying you're going to 5-0 me?
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay.
I'm saying I hope I 5-0
That's
you.
pretty bold.
That's what I hope to do every week.
All right.
It's only happened twice.
We'll see what... Nah, it's happened more than that. Let's roll some dice, though.
I do get to win the die roll a lot.
You do. Yeah.
Yeah. Back to my winning ways in the die rolls. Okay, here for game 1, I'm on the play. I have mulligan to 6 cards, and this is certainly a risky hand, but because we have this for turn 2, if we hit, I think this is going to be better than going to 5, so I will take the risk and keep.
My hand is kind of light on interaction, and it's significantly worse on the draw than it would be on the play, but I still think it's fine.
Okay, scry. Perfect.
It's like he knew it was there.
Aether Hub.
All right. It's actually kind of an interesting question what land I'm supposed to lead with. I think odds are this will just give us more flexibility down the line. Go.
Make a green, play a servant, get 2 more energy.
Yep.
Now we're rolling.
All right. We're just going to get something on the battlefield. Go.
Okay. So, I can... Certainly going to start this turn by playing this Attune and going to 3 energy. And I'm either going to get a Plains or a Forest. I think I just want to get Forest. Most of my cards are green. And then I'm going to make a white with Aether Hub and Reflector Mage or Grimflare. You can go.
All right, we're just going to start with Activating Vessel.
Perfect.
And if we take this Kalitas, then we will not have Delirium, which is
That is a truth fact.
Certainly an important consideration here, I think. So considering that, I think we're just going to take Blooming Marsh. I don't think Kalitas is going to be too important right now, and just setting up for this next
Blooming
turn.
Marsh in your hand.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Go.
Okay. Not bad.
I guess I could have done these two to set up for 2 turns from now, but I don't think that's worth it right now.
I'll attack for 2.
Yep.
Brings you to 18.
Yep.
I'll make a white with this, I guess, and play a fully charged up Woodland Wanderer.
Sure.
Actually, do I? No, I have to use both to get 4.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah, whatever.
So it's just 5/5.
No, I'll just use both my energy. Make it a 6/6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. All right. 2 Grim Flares. Go.
Okay. I'll play another Servant.
Sure.
I will attack you for 6.
Seems like a pretty risky block to me, so I'll take it.
Brings you to 12.
Yep.
And I'll go down to 1 energy and play a Long Tusk Cub.
Sure.
You can go.
Go.
Okay. So I'm expecting some form of removal spell. I'll go to 2 energy. What happens if I attack with all of the things? Michael can like block these 2, use a removal spell on this. This is kind of tough. If I just go first with this and attack with everything, you can like eat this, kill this if he has a good removal spell and take 6. That does not leave me in the best of shape. But if he has Grasp of Darkness instead, then he probably has to just block Grasp here or take 8, and that leaves me in much better shape. Given that they do not have many instant speed removal spells outside of Grasp of Darkness, I am inclined to take this risk. So I'll Harness Lightning here.
Yep.
So I go up to 5 and I'll play 4. And then I will smash with everybody.
So if I animate Quagmire and put that on Wanderer, and then block Long Tusk Cub, then I take 6, 8, 10, go to 2 against 3 attackers on the following turn, and there's no guarantee that this is going to be good enough. Alternatively, if I just like eat 2 things with this, and I'll still go to 2, but then I can get Ishkan next turn. And that will technically stabilize the board. You have 1 card left?
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's my best route. I'm going to block the Cub and Grasp Reflect Range.
You go to 2.
Yep.
You can go.
traverse. Play Ishkanah, go.
Gotta remember your triggers.
Thanks, man.
Now we are in an awkward spot.
I thought you prepared for this. You wanted me to be at 2.
Oh, Ishkanah is really good. You have 3 cards in hand?
Yep. It's kind of the bare minimum of what I could have.
So, I can probably just cast this and just see what I can do later on. Question is whether I want to use my last energy to give it another counter. Using my last energy cuts me off of Verter's Gearhulk, which is one of my better draws in this spot. It also cuts me off of Tamio. So I'm inclined to just play this as a 4/4.
Sure.
And yeah, like my attacks are really bad, right? You just
Yeah,
double
they're
block
horrible.
here, double block here, jump here, and I get to trade a servant to this thing for this and this, so
yeah.
That seems poor.
Don't think that's worth casting. I'm just gonna leave up a Quagmire activation for right now. Say go.
Okay. Well, I'll get more energy. Now my attack is met with likely... So it's likely Ishkanah here. Maybe Grimflayer plus Quagmire here. 2 spiders here, spider here. Or Grimflayer plus... It's Grimflayer plus 2 spiders here. Quagmire here, spider here. Because that, I guess that's the same. Either way, you're left with a spider and an Ishkanah.
You can also put Quagmire plus Spider here and then Ishkanah here.
Yeah, Quagmire plus Spider here. Plus, that's awkward though, because then you have a tough time blocking this down. You'd have to put probably both of these here again, and then jump.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, I guess, something like this.
Like if you're, I don't think you want to trade off. So like, I don't know what's in your hand, but
Yeah, just...
I mean, obviously you got to run through it. But.
Yeah. So I think these are the blocks. I guess you could also... Is there a block that involves just you trading 5/5?
It would be
4/4 here.
Or no, yeah, I guess you're right.
I guess these are the same because or no, because I just leave you with Quagmire instead of Ishkanah.
Yeah.
So that seems better. This would leave you with Ishkanah and a spider, and it would leave me with a servant. Yeah, that seems really bad. So I will pass the turn.
Okay. Activate. It's pretty close. I think maybe the ability just to play double Pilgrim next turn is worth it. I guess Pilgrim plus leave up Quagmire plus activation is probably better. Yeah, that's gotta be better. Right? Yeah. Okay.
You just took the Quagmire?
Yep.
And you're on land, enchantment, artifact, creature, instant, sorcery?
Yep.
So basically all of them?
Search for
hold on.
Oh, sure.
I'm gonna call this.
Yeah, sure.
Just want to get things on board and
Go.
hopefully draw a Verdurous Gearhulk here to make my attack good. I didn't draw Verdurous Gearhulk. But does my attack get any better?
Definitely got better.
Yeah, or I guess enough better is the operative term. So now the same block you would have last time would probably end with you having to chump all 3 of these, which is kind of weak. But I think that's probably what you have to do. Unless... Because there's no way you can start like this, because that leaves 10 trample that you have to block at least 9 of, which leaves you having to let one of these through. So this block can't happen, which means this guy's still probably blocking here, which means you have to put 6 here, which likely means these 2. And then you have to just triple chump, and then I'd be left with these 3 against your Ishkana. I don't really see a better block. So yeah, let's just jam. This is where Michael shows me the actual good block, and I've just made myself look like an idiot.
I hadn't thought about it. I was kind of just letting you think about it.
Sure. If you start with a double block here, you can't live.
Sure.
Because you'd have to block all 4 of these, and then you'd have to take at least 2 from here. I guess you could block here with those 2 here, and then I would lose this, and you'd still be left with a quack.
Yeah, I think it's pretty important for you to lose this.
Yeah.
But I might not be able to beat the flyer. I just have to draw an Ishkana or a removal spell. But I can't let Ishkana bounce with Woodland Wonder.
Yeah, that's probably true. Because then those 2 go here, and you're left with 2 Quagmires against my 3 of these.
Yeah.
Which is also not a great spot. But probably better. Maybe not, actually. Because the other way leaves you with Ishkana still to keep blocking this, and if you draw a removal spell, then your Ishkana blocks here.
But then I'm still just dead.
No, because you have another Quagmire. So Ishkana blocks here.
What about the other servant?
So Ishkana blocks here.
Right.
Removal spell. Oh yeah, then you have 2. Yeah. Yeah, you're in a tight spot. Probably need another Ishkana then.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do this.
So. And I'll play another Grizzly Bear.
Sure.
You can go.
Dead. All right, back here for game 2. I'm on the play. Definitely going to need to draw a land, but I think this hand is good enough to keep.
My hand is a little slow, but the mana situation is great, so I think I have to keep.
Go.
Well, that was great. You can go.
That was not a bad draw either. Play this Vessel. Go. I'm going to get a Swamp.
I will play a Servant and get 2 energies.
Okay. Since we just drew that, I do think this is a reasonable decision now. Whereas previously we were pretty much priced into playing this. But now, I think I'm going to just go ahead and slow Ross down a little bit.
Tilt.
Go.
That could be cool. I will play Whirler Virtuoso.
Yep.
5 energies.
Play Mindwreck Demon. And we have Delirium. Go.
Okay, I will make a Thopter.
Yep.
Play another Vantage. Harness Lightning this thing for 5.
Sure.
Attack for 3.
Sure.
17.
Yep.
You can go. Possible that making the Thopter was a little premature, but I want to start getting some pressure down.
Tracker, make a clue. Go.
Interesting. Verdurous Gearhulk.
Sure.
1 here, 2 here, 1 here.
Yep.
So I did this to make both of these 5 toughness in case Michael doesn't have a grasp ball ready, and this makes this big enough to attack into this as well. So I'll mash with both.
Sacrifice this for a little bit more information.
Yep. Ugh.
Okay.
those were pretty good.
Yeah, there's a lot of options here. Ishkana is certainly the safest card to pick, and it's probably just the choice. Like, I don't even think the upside on Noxious Gearhulk's really that high. It's like, at the very least, Ishkana can bounce with Verler Druiso, and then we can, like, find some block for the Gearhulk. And this attack is going to put us to 11, so if I brick on land, it's probably just game over. So yeah, all things considered, I think Ishkana is just a better pick.
Okay. Taking 6.
Yep.
Go to 11. And now, you have full 7.
Yeah.
You can go.
All right. Go.
Okay. So what does my attack look like?
11, Ross at 20.
So I just blindly attack with everything. Then you can, like, just put this here and maybe just triple block here and trade these 2 for a Gearhulk and take 2. Alternatively, you can triple block here, but then you can't take this down. So that doesn't seem good. I think this would be your best block. And I'm not a huge fan of that trade. Maybe I should be. I don't think I'm going to be able to get through this anytime too soon. So potentially trading for the tracker is good. I guess you could also just, like, take some damage and trade a spider for a Thopter. And then try to trade down for the Gearhulk later, especially if you get more clues. But that's, I think, a pretty good opportunity for me to take 5 more damage in. So I will attack.
I mean, I think this is the safest block available to me that actually gets me somewhere.
So I'll kill Tracker and a Spider, and you take 5.
Yep.
Brings you to 6. I'll play Tracker, play Servant, get 2 energy, play Evolving Wilds, get a clue, sack, get a clue.
Sure.
And you can go while I think about what land I want. I have a bunch of red, 2 red, 2 blue, 2 green, and 2 white, so I don't really think it matters much. I guess I'll get a Plains. Why not?
Play Pilgrim's Eye. Get a Swamp. Go ahead and grasp this. play a vessel. It's your turn.
Okay, you have 1 card in hand after that?
Yep.
Okay, let's see what these clues bring us. Sack 1. Sack another.
Yep.
Okay then. Can go for the gusto. So will that be enough? So attacking with both, Michael would likely just trade off for the servant. Because this is 10 trample, which presumably he'll be able to protect 7, so that deals 3 damage, and then I'll be able to attack for 4 the next turn. This jumping at 2 can prevent 1 more. So presumably, if he prevents 6 here, and then a chump block in the next attack, that's exactly lethal.
I have no idea what you have.
I have a Reflector Mage.
So sure.
I'm just considering. So the aggressive play is just bouncing here and hoping to kill you before you get to recast it. You do only have 1 card in hand, and if that card and this card are bricks, then like you're just dead. I guess you could like vessel into another Ishkana if you have another Greensword or another land.
Well, if you bounce a spider, then I just triple here. You trade off Ishkana, and then I'm at 4, and you're not even in good shape.
Yeah, exactly. So I have to, and then so I'm bouncing this for sure.
Okay.
And the question is whether I want to attack with Servant this turn or not.
There's no downside to attacking with Servant. She'll just give me more options that I can think of. I guess if you draw another Gear Hulk, that's the only one.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't kill this and draw another Gear Hulk, I'll just put it all in here, probably.
Sure.
But I think if I do that, you probably just trade off here and then take 4, go to 2, and then you just have to find a removal spell for
this
this.
This is a 5, not a 6.
I just did the math wrong. So you take 3, you go to 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you take 3, go to 3, and then you have this block here and Quagmire. You're still dead. But if I just attack like this, like I think I'm in much better shape if you find the removal spell, because you probably just have to. Maybe you just go to 1.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm just supposed to attack with this then and force some sort of trade. Okay.
Tell me whatever's in your heart, and I'll just follow through here.
Sure.
I mean, it's dead. I'm doubling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not jumping. Okay. I think we would have been fine, but that was a great draw, obviously. So, go ahead and do this. Nothing. No shenanigans happen. Go.
Okay, attack.
3 cards, right?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll just jump.
Cub.
Yep.
You can go.
I don't know what could actually go wrong here, but I feel like we're supposed to just do this now. Maybe that's not actually the case. Could we die in any way if Ishkana resolves? It's like Spellcaller into Tamiyo. What would that do?
You'd have exactly enough blockers.
Yeah, I guess that wouldn't be that big of a deal.
I mean,
It'd be annoying.
You'd be in rough shape.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and just crack the vessel. Alright. Bunch of trash.
That's what I like to see.
Uh-huh. Go.
Okay. Well, it's not looking good. You can go.
Sack the clue. So I can drain Ross for 5 right now. It's like a sizable sum right there. I think I just want to start trying to close this game out. I'll attack.
So I can put a counter on my Cub and double block and trade Cub for Reflector Mage, but that I don't think is going to be good at all. 17.
Alright. Ishkanon, go.
We're out of spiders.
No, what happened?
But we only have 5.
Alright. Too many spiders.
You can go.
Alright, Ross at 17. This doesn't really change the math, so I can just play defensively this turn.
Okay, maybe there's some hope with that one. Play a 6/6.
Yep.
You can go.
Alright, doom you for 8.
I'm at 9.
So if Ross kills a spider, I guess if I just do it now, there's no risk of getting blown out. I'm just gonna activate Ishkanon.
I'm at 1.
Alright, I will attack with all of my creatures.
I am dead.
Okay.
Okay, here for sideboarding, and I definitely had a tough time of it. I have a lot of options I could bring in, and I thought about bringing in the Jaces, as well as the Evolving Wilds to my sideboard to support them. But I think that as good as Jace can be in this matchup, I need to be the aggressor, and I want to bring in cards that will help me do that, as opposed to Jace. It's just going to play a really long game that I probably end up losing to Emrakul. Tracker is a nice balance between those two, because it lets me get some card advantage to play through Michael's removal while deploying a threat and putting on some pressure. So I like Tracker a lot. I like Blossoming Defense. And I like Harness Lightning just to be able to kill some of the roadblocks Michael has. He's bringing in a Kalitas. So, and just killing... if I kill the one Ishkana, the spiders are actually pretty easy for me to attack through with a lot of the large creatures I can create. So I think just getting that out of the way as opposed to having Reflector Mage is going to be better. And so I'm just cutting some of the weaker creatures in the deck, bring in Tracker, and then some more appropriate removal. I could bring in the Evolving Wilds along with these trackers to go with it.
I mean, it's definitely tough. I'm not sure how you should sideboard either, but that's something I would start to consider maybe after this game.
Yeah, we'll think about it.
My side, I'm not really sure exactly how to sideboard myself. Basically, I'm just trying to cut some of my slower cards or creatures that are bad against Reflector Mage and Spellcaller, or even Harness Lightning. Like, obviously, Ross is boarding out some of those cards, but I still think just playing your creatures into being behind on board is generally pretty bad. Maybe on the play, I'd be more inclined to have some of these cards. Mostly, I'm just bringing in a hodgepodge of interaction and a Kalitas. This one Transgress looks really weird, but I kind of just wanted another cheap interactive card on the draw, so one of it is, even though it looks kind of strange since I have 3 in my sideboard, but yeah, I don't know. We're just going to try this out.
Okay, let's get to it. Okay, here for game 3, I'm on the play. I have mulligan to 6 again, but I have a pretty solid start with this curve, so I'm going to keep.
My hand's weird. It's really mopey, but I do have enablers and a payoff, so I think it is fine, but we probably need to draw some interactive card.
Scry, and it's an interesting one, but I think I'm going to bottom it. Hmm. This one's really tough. You know what? With this in my hand, I think I'll just keep it and make sure that my mana situation's good. You can go.
All right, that's a decent draw. Go.
Servant, you can go.
All right, I'll just reverse for a forest and play a vessel. Go.
I'll play a tracker, get a clue.
All right. That draw's always tough to beat.
Don't fling tendrils me, brah.
Crack this vessel.
That's just music to my ears.
I think this Liliana is going to prove to be more valuable somewhere down the road than this tracker. And I'm going to play another vessel and pass.
Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
I mean, I'm already just getting destroyed, so
Get a second clue.
just haven't
Play
done
this
anything.
Tamio.
Sure.
Plus on my creatures.
Yeah, man, I'm dead.
Attack you for 5. Draw 2
Alright.
cards.
Yep.
Ooh. You can go.
Okay. Play Cletus. Go.
Okay. Okay. How do we want to run this? So I can play this land, get another clue. Can plus Tamio on Tracker and Kalitas. Attack with Tracker.
So what happens if I just try to force Ross to use his mana just to eat my Cletus? He draws 2 cards, has Servant still, presumably can't play another card, and then I can kind of start towards pushing to stabilize this game, but I don't know. I feel like we're just going to need this Cletus around to try to get anywhere, so yeah, I'll take it.
Thinking about how I want to play this against potential Flaying Tendrils, but I guess Michael had Flaying Tendrils, he would have cast
I would have
it.
done it 2 turns in a row.
So, yeah,
Playing,
just take
playing
3.
around that is just silly.
Go to 12. Draw a card. Get some energy.
Yep.
Get some more energy. I guess I'll get a Plains. I've already played my land, so you can go.
Okay. So the way I see it, odds are pretty good that we're not going to get a favorable trade with Kalitas next turn. This basically forces a double block, which is potentially good for us. And if Ross has Harness Lightning, then it's irrelevant anyways, so I'm just going to go ahead and send a Tamio.
So I can double block. That seems meh. Sure.
Alright, I gain 3.
I draw a card. Yep. You're 15.
Just gonna.
So always have to have Ishkana. Draw a card.
Yep.
Okay. So, how do I want to play this?
Just gluttonous with cards over there.
You have so many.
Just had
Not even sure
Thanksgiving
what
dinner.
to do. So, why don't I tap down Ishkana on a spider?
Okay.
Mash you, these guys pay the energy.
Alright, I'll put a spider on tracker.
So you take 4, brings you to 11?
Yep.
Then I will... So I want to leave up all this stuff. So I'll play this, get a clue.
Mm-hmm.
And I will harness Lightning Kalitas. So I'm going to end up going down to 3 energy.
Alright.
And you can go.
Okay, pretty sure Ross will just extend with Spellqualler regardless. Just to put more pressure on me. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm not facing lethal. Go.
Okay. So you're at 11. Presumably you just want to activate your Quagmire. I am just going to pop a clue.
Okay.
Draw a card.
Can I beat a Harness Lightning anyway?
I still have so many cards.
Or rather, I guess the question is how important is it to resolve this? And I think it might actually be pretty important. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Cast Grapple.
Yep.
Turns out it wasn't that important, but I'll take... I guess the land is mostly irrelevant too. Yeah, I'll take Kalitas. Alright, continue.
Drop.
Yep.
Well then. That seems good. I'll play this land, get a clue.
Yep.
Plus on these two guys.
Mm-hmm.
I'll play another Tamio.
Yep.
I'll minus on the untapped spider and Ishkana.
Yep.
And I will attack you for 11.
Yep, I'm dead. I think my only chance was to try to Emrakul you next turn, so.
Sure.
All right, back here for game 4. On the play, I made some slight adjustments to sideboarding. I've tried just removing my Grim Flayers to put in more Transgress and my 4th Liliana back in my deck. Seemed like Grim Flayer kind of matches up poorly unless you have Delirium very early, so I don't know, we'll see how that adjustment goes, but if it were to be good, then it would be on the play. As for this hand, it's kind of what we've been seeing. Some interaction, could use like an enabler, but I think it's fine.
And my hand can be a little slow, but our mana is great and we've got some good cards, so I'll keep. Okay. I will play in a tune and get a plains.
Okay. I think previously I would have been inclined to hold on to this, but seeing how we just drew this card, I think I'm just going to go ahead and play it. I'll play Evolving Wilds and pass. I'll go ahead and get a swamp.
Not a great sequence of draws, but what are you going to do? You can go.
Pretty happy about that. Yeah, I guess if Ross doesn't do anything, let's take a peek. Alright. So Woodland Wonder is a bit scary.
Almost forgot.
But kind of just want to break a hole in his curve, and if he wants to run out Wonder on turn 4, it's vulnerable. He might have to wait till turn 5, so take your tracker. Go.
Okay. You can go.
Now I think I just want to go ahead and crack this vessel before we make any other decisions. Okay.
Not too many decisions to make there.
Not really. And I guess I just play my vessel. Don't know what else to do with my mana. Go.
Tracker. Yeah, play a forest, get a clue. You can go.
Alright. Play Ishkanal. Go.
Get a clue.
Yep.
Let's do this differently. Get a clue that way. Okay. Green or white, blue.
Yeah, sure.
Didn't really think about it too much. You can go.
Okay. Guess we can go ahead and sacrifice our vessel. Go.
Get a clue. Verter is Gearhulk.
Alright. Trigger.
So there's definitely going to be one here, and there's definitely going to be one here. So I'll just go like this. Then, like this is to get this out of grasp range. This is to get this out of quadruple block range. And then there's a question of Tireless Tracker. If I put the full 2 here, it can attack into Ishkana at least, and I can attack with both. And he probably just double blocks and takes 7 because he's at 20. So I actually don't think I'm going to be attacking with Tracker much, or attacking with Tracker this turn. And the next turn I'm going to start putting some counters on it by popping some clues with all my excess mana. So I wonder if it's best for me to just trying to set up my next turn. I can kill the Ishkana and sack 2 clues, make this a 5/4. Does it need to be any bigger than that? It should probably have 1 then, so I can make it a 6/5 next turn. And then if he has grasp here. I think I'm just going to put another counter here.
So 2-1-1.
Yeah, I think I just want to divide it somewhat evenly. I will Blossoming Defense. Okay, well, didn't go great, losing 2 counters, but what are you going to do? And then I'll attack for 7.
Alright, 13.
You can go.
Okay.
You have 2 in hand?
3.
3.
I have no idea what I want to do this turn.
I don't think that's good for me.
I mean, I have options, but I don't think they're particularly great. Kind of wanted to hit a land there.
Hit a land, so you could Emrakul me? You only have land and sorcery enchantments. You're 2 short of Emrakul.
It's true. Saying go just seems horrible. I don't really like this play either, but alright, I'm just going to take up on your Woodland Wonder. And casting this right now just seems so bad. So how many cards do you have?
2.
I guess good chance that Ross just like takes his turn off. You have Harness Lightning in your hand, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just cast Traverse for Gearhulk.
Black Gearhulk?
Yep.
That's a good one. I don't know why you didn't think that was good.
Well, I wanted to play it this turn. Then it would have been good.
This is fine. So I can't actually kill Liliana this turn if Michael doesn't want me to. Because this is a 5. If I kill Ishkana, he blocks here, and he can either block and leave Liliana at 1 or double block and leave it at 3.
I'll let you decide which one of those sounds better.
This is... I guess we can pretty safely start by just cracking a clue.
Yep.
Not great, not great. At this point, I'm sort of inclined to just pass the turn. Ugh. I don't think I can press any sort of advantage here. But that, this Liliana's just going to kill me. Sack a clue.
Sure.
Tune.
Yep.
And I get another clue. Get an island. I guess I can... I guess I should just go for it now and try to do as much as I can. I'm like up a good number of cards. So I'll kill the Ishkana and attack Liliana with both.
Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna double and single.
Yeah, so Liliana goes to 3.
Yep.
You can go.
Three cards.
Yep.
Guess I'll just go ahead and minus this first. Get back Ishkana.
Yep.
I will. So if I Gearhulk the Woodland Wanderer, I can theoretically jump the tracker and work Liliana back, but then tracker's just going to provide a bunch of card advantage in the meantime. I'm just going to Gearhulk the tracker. I'll gain 5.
Yep.
18. Go. I guess I should hold this.
Pop a clue.
Yep.
Pop a clue. Attack Liliana, I guess. Play these guys.
Yep.
Get 2 more energy. You can go.
Attack.
Attacking. So you found a Grasp of Darkness. I guess it's Menace, but there's no way you just trade for some crappy creature. Sure, I'll go to 15. You got me.
I mean, it is an artifact. Trigger, go.
So now, what does my attack look like? He can grasp here. I guess we'll start with this one.
Sure.
Get some more energy up in here. And this attack. You have 2 cards in hand?
Yep.
I gotta end the game at some point. I'm almost inclined to leave back the Brawler because it's awkward to attack with both of these. I want to be it. And even if I make this a 4-3, he could just like block here and take a hit. So he can grasp here and block it with Ishkana, and then just chump block the Cub. That doesn't seem great. Not in good shape. I just probably can't beat a grasp. Which means I probably should have blocked. Like if he just untaps with 7 mana, has like some really good attacks. So I think I just have to make some sort of move. So let's attack with both of these.
Alright, I'm just gonna block the Cub.
Okay, you take 7, go to 11.
Yep.
I'll play Canal. You can go. That was a little surprising.
Maybe I didn't have grasp.
You really did get me.
I mean, not really. Like, it would have been fine for me if you blocked.
Because you just Emrakul me?
This is a weird spot again. Go.
Well, that's weird. What are you doing?
This has been a weird game.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing. I just have no clue. I'll play another brawler.
Sure.
3 cards in hand. But now you have the ability to trade a lot when I attack. I don't think I want to attack with Wanderer. I think I just want to attack with Cub.
Okay, so you can make it a 6/6.
Yes.
Alright, I'll just double.
Put a counter on him?
Yep.
I'm going to order this guy first.
Sure.
Put a counter on him?
Sure.
Go to damage?
Sure.
You can go. Sure, I'm about to get Emrakul, but...
Take 3.
Yeah, 12.
Okay, that's not a bad draw. Tracker, make a clue.
Okay, I have no idea what you're doing now. Just not a clue.
Go. Well, I feel like I'm winning, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, so do I, but... Okay, so now... Maybe I killed the wrong thing. I did sort of resign myself and thought I was just about to die to an Emrakul. I just sort of wanted to get it over with. If I kill Ishkanah, then these things attack a lot
What a
better.
great attitude.
Yeah, yeah. I only attack once, though. So if I attack with, let's say everything, just for funsies, then Hissing Quagmire goes here, this goes here, and you can crack a clue, this goes here, and like,
Sounds great.
You can take 4 and kill a bunch of my stuff. So, yeah. I mean, the attack would not... yeah. I guess I will play a land and pass.
Crack a clue. Oh, man. Well. You have 2 cards?
2 cards.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and do this now, I guess. Tendrils. Sure. Ooh, this is exciting. It could happen
Got him.
any time.
Got him.
Did you? Seems way better for me. Go. There's 7 instant speed tendrils available.
Do you?
Yeah, man.
Bam.
All right.
I got another big one.
Real scary.
You can go.
Yep. Okay. Doing good work over there. Ooh. This is gonna get filthy.
I see.
Do I have an effect during your upkeep? I might. Nah, it's your turn. I guess it does exile, so it's not really that good.
I will attack you with those.
Okay. Let's see here. So,
What you got?
some stuff,
Do you have things to go along with that stuff?
maybe.
Maybe. Now he's being all sneaky.
Sneaky the whole game, apparently. Alright, I'm just gonna... animate Quagmire. And block like this.
And block like that, you say. You have 3 cards?
Yep.
Perhaps I could have thought this attack through more.
Okay.
Eh.
This game's been a disaster.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know what you're doing.
What are you gonna do? Yeah, I probably should have attacked with everything. So I can settle. I can kill here and here. Question is where this is going. It could go here and make you take 4 damage.
Kill my Kalitas and...
Yeah, that's probably what I have to do. I'm going to order Tracker, Spider, Ishkana.
Sure.
And so I go down to 3 energy.
Sure.
And I lose both of my things. You take 2 trample.
Yep.
You go to 9.
Yep.
You can go. Yeah, I should have just attacked with everything.
Alright. Grass for your spell puller. Tag you for 1.
1. I'm at 8. Or 11. Other side.
Play Ishkana. Go. Yep.
You can go.
I'm at 9, you're at 11?
Yep.
Okay. Attack.
8.
Go.
Okay. Tireless Tracker.
Mm-hmm.
Get a clue.
Mm-hmm.
Pop said clue.
Sure.
Something to kill Ishkana. Another land, I'm dead. Okay, playing for all the marbles in game 5, tied 2-2, and I have a fine hand, good mix of stuff. Keep.
Yeah, my hand stinks, but I'm on a mulligan of 6, so what can you do?
You can scry into the best card.
It's
So what you
definitely
did.
not the best card, but I do think it is acceptable.
Tilt.
Alright, Swamp, go.
Forest Cub.
Dead. Go.
When you put it into play tapped, I thought it was Hissing Quagmire, and I was confused. Okay. I'll get an energy and attack you for 2.
Yep.
Go to 3 energy. You're at 18.
Yep.
You can go.
Okay. Go.
End of turn, put a counter on this guy.
Sure. Why?
I just wanted to do it on end step.
Okay. All right, live your life.
Attack you for 3.
Yep. 15.
I go up to 3 energy. I will play a tracker, get a clue.
Sure.
You can go.
Sack this. All right. I just have to take this, or excuse me, this for Delirium.
Liliana seemed like a weird one to take.
Yeah. All right. I suppose that will kind of play. Go.
Just so I don't forget. Get another clue.
Yep.
Harness lightning your tracker. So I go up in energy. And why don't we put another counter on this guy?
All right.
And attack you for 8.
Yep.
Brings you to 7. 2 energy. You can go.
Go.
Yeah, classic. Sack this clue. Interesting. So you have 6 power there. Four cards in hand. I'll attune.
Sure.
I always manage to attune for planes. I'm not sure why. Just always want a planes.
Probably because there's not a white symbol on the battlefield yet.
Get a clue.
So like 1 Vantage in that deck, right? It's not actually that many white sources. 2 Vantage, maybe.
So even if I can max get my tracker up to 5, which still is pretty bad because it's still only you can triple block and jump Cub with a spider, and the triple block only lets me kill Ishkana. So I trade tracker for Ishkana and a spider. So that seems kind of poor. I think I can just draw a bunch of cards and just keep attacking with this Cub.
Yep.
And you can go.
All right. Play Liliana.
I'm just gonna quell that. Should probably have my queller die.
Go.
Instead, pop a clue.
Sure.
Well, that went better than I expected. So now I have 6. So my tracker is 4. If I play land, I can make it a 6. Yeah, let's just try drawing a bunch of cards. Play tracker.
Yep.
Get 2 more clues. And now I think I can safely attack with both. So attack with both of those.
Alright, I'll draw a card.
Yep.
Alright. Block like this.
So I don't have to do anything for both your things to die?
Yep.
Sure. You can go. You have 4 types. Land, enchantment, planeswalker, creature.
Yep.
Yeah. Good to know. Good to know.
You're just gonna.
Yeah.
Cool.
Instead, pop a clue. Get some counters.
Yep. Go ahead and grasp your spell cooler.
Yeah. Still in step. Pop a clue.
Yep.
So now you have 7 power.
Yep.
Draw. Playing a tune. I guess I'll get an island. So now I have enough to make Cub an 8. You have 7 power, which means you could potentially trade for this other tracker, but I think I would be fine with that. Okay, so let's get 2 more clues. You have 3 cards?
2.
2. I don't think I want to try to kill Liliana. He's forced to block these anyway, and so attacking Liliana actually just gives him more options. So, yeah, I guess I'll send all 3 at you.
So you can make this a 7?
Yeah.
Alright. Yep.
Yep. Yeah, I should have thought about this more and played an untapped land this turn. I thought I was going to be cracking clues, but I think now it is best for me to just play Whirler Virtuoso.
Sure.
You can go.
Okay. First things first. Probably just forced to get back Ishkana. Yeah. Play this.
Yep.
Play a dead weight on your tracker. Small one. Pass turn.
And a turn and crack a clue. Okay. Now the question is how many spiders I want, or thopters I want to make. Presumably Michael just wants to eat them all. I kind of want to use the thopters to pressure Liliana, which is the reason I'm making them. So if I make the full 3 and he blocks all 3 of them, then he can like chump block these 2 when they attack him, and maybe like eat Whirler Virtuoso, but that is actually 4. That just leaves him dead. So he still has to block all 3 of these. So presumably you could just block all 3 of those, block the 3 things, and only take 2. And still have 3 spiders left. I could then send the Whirler Virtuoso at Liliana. And make sure the Liliana dies. And then I would just still have these 3 against 3 spiders, Michael on 1 card in hand. And that's assuming I find nothing. So I think I just want to make some spiders, or some Thopters. Okay. Definitely got punished there for not playing the untapped land. I could have responded to Deadweight by cracking a thing and making that grass bad, but you live and you learn. Okay. Let's start by cracking a clue. Let's crack another clue. Now I'm in an awkward spot. Really was just trying to find a removal spell or Tommy or something. Now making these Thopters looks kind of bad. So if I make the same attack, these 4 at Liliana, he can block like this and just chump these 2. And I just lose the entire Whirler Virtuoso and all my energy for the price of 2 spiders. But the Thopters are just going to get picked off by Liliana anyway. But I don't think and if I attack like this, Michael could conceivably trade away his Ishkana now, and only for my cub, which is awkward. But not too awkward. Yeah, I think I just have to send both of these at you now, and be sad that I didn't play this particularly well.
Yeah, I'll just put... I guess there's no reason to put more than 2. Well, I don't know, whatever. Yeah.
Actually, maybe I want to kill 2 spiders.
It's possible.
Yeah, I'll kill 2 spiders.
Sure.
Play this guy.
Sure.
Playing a Evolving Wilds crack it, get 2 clues.
Alright, play Vessel and crack it. Nothing. Thopter. Go. I guess... Is there... Oh, is this land in combat? Traverse for... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I should play this. Go.
You have 6 types?
Yep.
Yeah. 4, 7, 9. So now, what happens if I attack? This just trades with Hissing Quagmire, so it's actually kind of a weak attack there. I might just not be able to do anything. Just set up for next turn. I think that's probably best. I guess Michael could just like get back another Ishkana, but that's fine. He just turns this into 3 spiders. And he needs a land to actually activate the Quagmire, so that's not even that good. So, yeah, I guess we'll tone it down a bit and set up for next turn. Get 3. Get 2 energy. just got to figure out how to play these.
Oh, sure.
Green, white. Yeah, I'm going to have to use an energy. Because I have to use this. Green, white, red off hub, blue off sanctum. Play this as a 4. And then play this and go to 4 energy. And you can go. Now I might just have him dead.
All right, minus. Yeah, I'm dead. I don't think I could. I guess if I hit Emrakul there, maybe, but.
Yeah, are you actually as dead?
Yeah. All right, back here for the conclusion of Green Black Delirium versus 4-color Energy. That was a kind of a slugfest.
Yeah,
I didn't see it coming.
Yeah, I was not expecting the games to go like that. Although, to be fair, we played a lot of long games, and you didn't Emrakul me a single time.
Yeah, I never had fun.
Yeah.
It looked like you're having way more fun than me.
Well,
I was just kind of like chumping with spiders for 2 hours.
yes, for actual 2 hours. Ishkana is a lot of spiders.
Yeah, it's a really messed up Magic card.
Yeah, but I was surprised with how well this deck was able to play into the long game. Although all the games I really did, I had a tireless tracker that went unanswered for a while. So
yeah, but I mean that's like it's a part of the deck. You have Tamiyo to play long games too, so
yeah. Only drew Tamiyo once. Kept on wanting to draw
that's
more.
pretty disappointing. Tamiyo is a fun card to play with.
Yeah, but I'll take my Tamiyo once if you're Emrakuling me 0 times. So
yeah, I mean there's only like 9 functional proxies for Emrakul in the Black Green Delirium deck. So.
I'll make that trade.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not exactly sure if those games are representative, but it seems like the deck can put up with Ishkana, which is kind of the number one test of any aggressively slanted deck in the format.
Yeah,
so.
if you're cold to Ishkana, then you're gonna have a bad time this format.
Yeah, for sure.
Not sure how well this deck would match up against like Avacyn flipping out of the white-blue deck. You don't have a lot of removal, and there are a lot of boards where like 3 damage all your things and you kill 3 creatures and you're gonna die. But maybe if you just have a bunch of Whirling Wanderers or something, you can play through it, get your cubs big enough.
Yeah, I mean, you could always just make some adjustments, play like 4 Harness Lightning or whatever.
Yeah, you have 4 in your 75, so.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that deck's impressive. Like we just talked about, it's good against Ishkana. It's much better against Liliana the Last Hope than the majority of the aggro decks right now. Like the Vehicles deck has,
basically any Selfless Spirit deck.
Yeah, they have 12 creatures that just die to Liliana. So
yeah, whereas this deck just has Thopter tokens, I guess.
Yep. I mean, this is definitely my pick for like most untuned deck in the format that's potentially like great.
Yeah, and I mean, I've played against other variants of these energy aggro decks that can play because you have so many options in deck buildings. You have so many colors. Like the customizability makes building the right version of it
really
essentially impossible.
Yeah.
So yeah, I came away pretty impressed, and
yeah, same.
That's good.
For sure.
We got this sort of lame-ish standard format with 2 decks being fairly oppressive. So
I don't know. I think the it's easy to categorize the standard format as like a 2 or a 3 deck format, but I think that we keep seeing shifts in the metagame, and like Marvel was really good right now, for instance, or it theoretically would be, because nobody has everybody's playing like rebuffs in their blue-white deck. Nobody has like Ceremonious Rejections anymore. Not even in like Mardu Vehicles. Like if you want to exploit the metagame, I think you can, and then it'll cause another shift, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's sort of how standard works.
Yeah, but I don't think it's usually as egregious as it is this time, because like essentially like the combo decks are just like shifting in and out. It's not like you're just making like some small choices in your list.
Yeah, there are wholesale shifts that can happen at a very fundamental level in how the metagame operates. That makes sense.
Like if you're registering Grasp of Darkness and Ishkana, you have no chance against like Colossus and Emrakul and things like that.
Yeah, those cards are powerful. They do a lot of stuff.
But blue-white can beat them up with Spell Queller, Ceremonious Rejection, Negates, etc. So yeah, I mean, I think the standard format's interesting. We're kind of just in this like snapshot where blue, white, and black, green are the best, and it's hard to say what's actually going to come out on top at the Envy next weekend.
Yeah, I like that we got this like week off. Everybody's going to be like Thanksgiving and doing some stuff, and we don't have a tournament there, so people have some time off to think about the format and prepare a bit for the big invitational in Atlanta, and we'll see how it shakes out.
Yep, should be a lot of fun. Ryan Mathias, Cedric Patrick commentating. It's going to be at the World Congress Center.
downtown Atlanta. I like
really
being in
beautiful
downtown.
venue. Yeah, it's awesome. I love Atlanta. I'm not biased at all, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, you can see us there. If you can't make it out to Atlanta, you can catch all the action on SCG Live with 4 great commentators. We'll have a bunch of standard action. We'll have some sweet modern action. I'll probably keep dredging people. I just can't help myself. And yeah, happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Yep, happy Thanksgiving, and then join us next week.